God, is that the faces of the future? We got some more Monday Rundown news. There's been a couple clips that went viral in the hip hop space of Moose's brother-in-law, Dr. Umar. No,
that was
he talked called Dr. what?
His name is Ifatunde.
Ifatunde?
That's what he says.
Oh, it says so. Some of these there was a clip that was on Instagram, right? Twitter, something like that.
He has a YouTube interview.
So there was a clip that went viral though from the interview, where Dr. Umar was discussing like the topic of hip hop music and exploiting the black community, but the community essentially not getting anything in return. And then another clip went viral from an artist by the name of D1 around the same type of context surrounding the hip hop industry, and he specifically pointed out Meek Mill and his reform.
Meek Mill, Jim Jones, and Rick Ross.
Meek Mill, Jim Jones, and Rick Ross. And I saw the part where he's talking about Meek Mill's reform, him buying sneakers because they had reform on the bottom, but Meek still pushing out certain type of hip hop music that he's been doing since he's began his career. I just wanted to get you guys' thoughts on the context of what Dr. Umar and D1 are talking about, and if you agree with what they were saying and them calling them out.
I think Dr. Umar is being disingenuous when he has that conversation.
In what sense?
Because I think that for him, actually both of them are being disingenuous, but they're being disingenuous for different reasons. Like Dr. Umar, I can understand where he's coming from, but like for him, what he's not understanding about, well, what both of them are not understanding is that like a lot of these people are rapping about music from a standpoint of something that they related to at a certain point in time.
Right.
Their audience is for a majority of people who relate to that. There are some people who just casually enjoy the music. Like you could say Meek Mill's the intro. That's an example, right?
Uh-huh.
But if you want to talk about Meek Mill and how he grew up, a majority of the stuff that he talks about is not from a standpoint of him trying to sell negativity from an experience that he's never had. It's not
you think he's just like storytelling?
Yeah, he's storytelling from his perspective, and that's really what it is. And it's like, for me, what I don't like from both Dr. Umar and D1, I'll get to D1 in a second, it's like,
I'm trying to find the clip.
What's bothersome is that I think that people often mistake what rap is. Like, rap wasn't a form of expression for people to talk about the stuff that they were dealing with at a certain period of time. It's called rhythm and poetry for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Which falls into the hip hop culture.
Right.
And for a lot of people just mistaken hip hop for rap. But when you talk about rap, which is rhythm and poetry, it was rhythm and poetry about things that you grew up and that you saw. So I think that with Dr. Umar, he's being disingenuous because he looks at how rap has been like monetized now, and he expects people who owe these people millions of dollars to just change their content and change their message and think that's going to sell. It's not going to do that.
It just seems like, you know, he doesn't even listen to the music, bro, because Meek's not even on that type of time, like, just trying to, like, promote negativity anyways.
Let me play the clip so that everybody gets full context that's tuning in, and then we'll continue the conversation. So here's the clip from Instagram that you shared, Moose. Give me 1 second.
Here in South Philadelphia at 5. Here in South Philadelphia at 515.
That is not it at all.
Somebody gonna get this.
Here in South Philadelphia at 5.
Damn, DJ.
It went away. I don't know what happened. Hold up. Got me looking crazy. Why does it keep popping up like this? What the heck?
I was just typing in Dr. Umar hip hop, bro.
I know, but I clicked the link that you sent. Let's see if it pops up this time. There you go.
Has been around for 50 years. Not a single hospital, not a single school, not a single bank, not a single supermarket, not a single distribution company. How can we call hip hop a blessing to the black community when that type of money being made off of our culture in the community doesn't benefit from it at all? So you come to the community and give out a few turkeys. You come to the community and give out a few pair of sneakers. You come to the community and you throw a couple parties. And in exchange for some damn turkeys and chickens and some sneakers, you push death and destruction on our children for a living, and we're supposed to be okay with that because you dropped off some clothes and some turkeys. It's not acceptable. Until hip-hop begins to be a blessing for the black community, hip-hop is an agent of white supremacy. And then the rapper will say, well, we didn't invent violence. You're right. You didn't invent violence. There was gang banging before hip-hop. Okay, there was drug dealing before hip hop. There was black on black crime before hip hop. But let me tell you where hip hop is guilty. Hip hop glamorized it. Hip hop glorified it. Hip hop put a spotlight on negative aspects of black culture.
All right, what are your thoughts on that? Now you got more context. Everybody.
It's the same thing. He's being disingenuous. Like you can't sit here like if you're trying to entrust a group of
There you go.
you're trying to entrust a group of people who are not qualified to open a hospital to do those types of things. So it's like for me, it's just
Go ahead, go. You should be all right. Just go.
for me, it's just what the fuck's going on? Hello. Yeah, so for me, it's just weird when he's trying to make it seem like a lot of these hip hop acts should do that when they literally just grew up making music. Like you can't. I'm not about to trust Ja Rule to make a hospital. It's not his job. Ja Rule grew up in the hood. I don't trust Meek Mill to make a hospital. You know what I mean? Like that's weird to me. So it's just.
Do you not think the context of what he's saying is more so like with all this money and stuff that they're generating off the livelihood, the ecosystem, things like that? So why isn't anything being rebuilt or regenerated through the stuff that they're profiting off of?
That's a different conversation.
But do you not think that's what he was getting at?
No. What he was trying to say is that like you're selling destruction into the communities because of the music that you make, and white people profit off of it. But what I'm saying is that if you want that to happen, again, we have to have an organized front that a majority of people don't want to do. Like it's entertainment. Like the problem with entertainment is that people can turn on and off entertainment.
True.
Like entertainment is not that big in our eyes for us to now make money off of it to do something. And that's what a lot of people miss, in my opinion.
What do you mean it's not big enough in your eyes?
Like it's like
I don't know if
not big enough. I mean important. Like a lot of people's MO is not saying, okay, I need to change the entertainment industry to do this. Like the majority of it for people who are in the entertainment industry and outside of it is, I need to take care of my family. If my family's okay, then I'm good.
True.
You know, like
you think you have a responsibility at that level though?
No.
Okay.
That's not what you rap to do.
But if you're preaching that and saying this is what I'm trying to do you not think do you have a responsibility to follow up and make the actions align with that?
No.
So they can just talk and make anything up and just keep going?
Because my problem is
give false hope and promises.
If you want to use the example, if you want to use like D1 for example, who talks about prison reform and Meek Mill talking about that, it's like when Meek Mill did the prison reform stuff, he specifically said, I don't want to be at the forefront. I don't want to be an activist for this stuff. This was something that was just happened to me that was unfortunate, and I want to be able to make sure that I can do this thing in my own way. Not I'm about to be an advocate for everybody. Because for him to be an advocate for him would have to change a lifestyle and change a certain amount of money that he gets that he wants. And that's not fair to him. You know?
That's true.
I kind of agree. I kind of agree with what you're saying in a sense. I think though, like to the point, I guess, of like just being an advocate and speaking on certain things, I think like your lifestyle and the way you maneuver kind of has to emulate that if that's what you're preaching. That's just my opinion. Not saying that he is doing it or isn't doing it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. When I was listening to Dr. Umar, I kind of, maybe he didn't articulate himself the right way, but like what I got off the first listen right there was just that's kind of what he was saying. But I think there's a different approach to just attacking people through interviews, things of that nature, to get what you want to see out of, like, the community that you're thriving in. And I don't think that's the way to do it, the way he did it or D1 did it or whatever it may be.
Let's talk about that, please.
Yeah, I mean, what do you want to talk about on that? You talking about like the division aspect or just the way they called him out? What do you want to talk